Welcome back, dweebs. Happy Monday, everybody. Just Kev here with you on a Monday. Shout out to James. James got some stuff to take care of this week, so you're going to get a double dose of one Baldy this Monday and Wednesday. But we've got some cool stuff lined up for you, and I'm saving some great stuff for when James returns, so have no fear. What up, Headbug? Shout out. Good to see you in chat. Support the Kevin. I appreciate that very much. So I don't know why that's not showing up on my screen for the chat, though, but let's dive in. We've got a lot of things on the docket today. Influencers are all that matters now when it comes to casting your actors. Multiple, I guess we'll say, reports of casting decisions being made by the number of Instagram followers people have. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about another actor that's basically just an influencer, in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, being rumored once again to play Apocalypse, amongst some other X-Men rumors that have been going on. And we've got a few other things on the docket that we'll be looking at today. So maybe we even get a bonus preview, review, or two in here. What up, Kang? Welcome. Okay, now I can see chat a little bit. I'm going to have to adjust that. We'll do it for the next stream, but here we go. So Prime, April 10th, we have a movie coming out called G20, a new action thriller starring Viola Davis as the president and Anthony Starr as a terrorist. Now, the last time I recall looking at something that was kind of like this, it was the Jason Bateman straight to Netflix Christmas Die Hard movie, Carry On, that I still need to watch, but it got some great reviews. I was surprised at how well received that movie was. So fingers crossed here. Let's hope we are going to be excited for this one. Going into it cold, I would say Anthony Starr's a great person to cast as a villain. He's shown that range previously. He might have the temperament for it too. But let's see what Prime has cooking up for us April 10th.
Madam President.
Hey, what up, James?
We have a situation. Ma'am, apprehension is minutes away.
A little much, don't you think, Mom?
Zip it. You and your brother are coming to Cape Town with us.
Why?
You know why.
All you ever care about is work.
I implore all world leaders to join me at the G20 summit.
Come on, Madam President.
Oh, damn.
Now we gotta go save the world.
Oh, there he
20
is.
most powerful world leaders together. Going dark in 3, 2, 1.
Is he Australian? Is that an accent he's putting on? Because I like it. How to speak Australian. Chat is always nice to me. As long as I don't go live on Twitch.
To the government's watching, I've taken the G20 by.
Whenever I throw the Twitch link in here, Polar Knights is always like, damn it, why even go live if James isn't going to be here? So, but the YouTube crowd shows their love, so I appreciate that. Isn't Anthony Starr actually Australian in real life? That's right. Okay, that's what I didn't know. I wasn't sure. I've honestly never heard him. I've never seen Anthony Starr in an interview before. So I was like, is this just his normal voice? It blows my mind as someone who does some very mediocre at best impressions. It blows my mind the Brits and the Aussies that can come over here and sound American, and I don't know it until a few years down the road when I finally hear them speak in some interview or something. Like, wait a minute, damn, you sound better than we do, and it's our damn language. He's from New Zealand. Okay, close enough. Wait, actually, no one in Australia would be happy if they heard me say that, would they? What up, John? Mr. Beast conducting games on NBA All-Star Weekend. Oh, I can't wait to talk about NBA All-Star Weekend. Different program, but we'll probably be talking about that Thursday or Friday, Johnny. I don't know when we're gonna do the bounce / supersize sports, but my God, a lot to talk about there. So here we go. I don't know, Kev, your British accent is better than some of the locals around here. I hate to admit it. Hey, we'll take it, okay? We will take it. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. A lot of time hanging out by yourself. You want to get good at voices? Just be a weirdo.
Force. When we launch Project Deepfake, we will reset the world's financial markets.
Dude, I know this isn't supposed to be the time where I pause and start shitting on anything yet, but Project Deepfake, come on. All right, I'm sorry. I got to obey the rules.
I'm gonna read the words exactly as written.
Quick beige fox.
Quick beige fox. Quick beige fox. Now we control the narrative.
My husband and kids are missing. We have to find them. If you want to live, you'll follow my lead.
Now you're Captain America.
Oh, so she's like a badass president lady? I'm here for it. Oh, shit! No way.
That was quite, well done.
They've got at least 5 hostages in the kitchen.
Your survival is what
A
matters
CIA
most.
operative in
give
the
them.
White House? Never!
Drop it!
This is fiction.
President Danielle Sutton. You get around, don't you?
I'll get around to you, too.
You can say that
Mom,
to
I
a
can
lady
help.
president.
What's up?
Find her.
Get around.
Where are my husband and kids?
We're all here together.
I'm gonna get you out of here. What do you
Oh, we're not done
We
yet.
get you into a comfortable pair of heels,
Do you want an honest answer?
Oh, she's got Jordans on, dude. A new original movie, allegedly, April 10th. I don't know. That's pretty original. It's Olympus Has Fallen, but this time, fuck Jerry Butler. What was it? Gerald Butler? Who was it that tweeted that? Starring Gerald Butler. I think Headbug, was that you that called that out on Twitter? But this time, instead of the super secret agent bodyguard, it's the super secret agent badass president. Now, for those of you who are new here, I already ruined the whole format of this. I was supposed to play it through without interruption, and now is when we go back and pick this thing apart, talk about what we like and what we don't like. But since we're having a casual Monday anyway, let me check in with the chat, because we've got a Shadow Humor in the chat. What is up? Is this PewDiePie? Bro, that looks dumb as fuck. What is this? They did it with Bob Odenkirk, nobody, right? And now they're doing it with Short Round, or a Boris as an adult. Or that movie probably came out already. I'm not watching it. But now it's the what is like Boomer or Gen X, I guess, to be more accurate. I ain't old, brother. fantasy fulfillment has been going on in Hollywood lately. It's just a bunch of movies about how 50-year-olds can still kick ass. We get it, dude. Yeah, we get it. They call it a midlife crisis, but unfortunately, you got like 25 years left, so it's more like a 2/3 life crisis, but it's okay. I totally believe that all these old geriatric bastards can kick ass. Kangaloo could probably kick my ass. That's it. Good old Gerald. It was you, Headbug. Thank you. Hey, Stu is here. Look at that. All right, we appreciate it. Okay, we're back to look through this really awesome movie. Can I shit on Project Deepfake again real quick? You know what? We'll get back to it. But Project Deepfake, really? That's the name? You can tell this is straight to Prime. Straight to Blu-ray, whatever that used to be. This film was never going into the theaters is what I'm saying. Whether this was made before everybody had their own streaming platform, this shit could have come out when we were still all on VHS tapes, and it would have been fucking straight to home release. What is this plot? Project Deepfake. Like, you're going to deepfake something and you can't even shallow fake the name? You're literally calling it Project Deepfake. Like I'm sorry, my brain is broken. I just can't get over that.
Madam President, we have a situation. Ma'am, apprehension is minutes away.
A little much.
What if it? A little much, don't you think, Mom? Like, they introduced this daughter like she's the Punisher. You hear the music crescendo, the drums, thump, boom, 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 boom. And then it's just a stare down between. I mean, she's a teenager, right? I get it. That's a vicious villain if there ever was one, right? Just
You and your
any
brother
old
are coming to
teenager.
Cape Town with us.
Why?
You know why.
All you ever care about is
Oh. You know why? Okay, so the kids are on timeout because the president's daughter was getting drunk at a house party. Press X to doubt. Again, here's a movie that doesn't know anything about reality. This is I get it, it's fiction, but man, yeah, right, dude. If LeBron James can have everybody in the club that he's in not walk out until they've signed an NDA, you think we're ever going to find out if a president's teenage daughter gets drunk? That's not happening, dude. That's the most unbelievable part of this nonsense movie right now.
all you ever care about is work.
I love this.
I implore all
Trope.
world leaders to join me.
So how many are we cramming in here? How many different tropes? We've got it's not the workaholic dad this time. It's the workaholic mom, which is why we've got the first man, whatever the president's husband is a comic relief character. So we've got that going. We've got the angsty teen that gets into trouble. And of course, we've got the Die Hard-esque, terrorist plot. So we're cramming a few different cliches in here. So at least we're getting a little bit of a quilt. It's like a made for home release quilt, a collage. Can you visit the secret nuclear base? Yeah, let's go.
Come on, Madam President.
Oh, damn. Now I gotta go save the world.
South Africa, huh? Of all places. Is that a coincidence? That just happened? Nah, they had to have. I mean, kind of looks like they might have made this movie in the last 3 weeks, but I'm assuming this was well in place. A little trope blanket. What up, Arles? Virtual, I want to go in person.
The 20 most powerful world leaders together. Going dark in 3,
Forsters.
1.
Australian with there. Okay. Field agent president.
To the government's watching, I've taken the G20 by force.
Yeah, he has. Okay. All right. All right. Not great. Not great.
When we launch Project Deepfake,
Okay. Now I can make fun of Project Deepfake again. When we launch Project Deepfake. Oh my God. Let's see. Bitcoin hits all-time high. Wall Street crash. This is another one. This is like another cliche. It's almost like we're doing a Cinema Sins today, just on a preview. We've got the news position here, and they went all YouTube TV on it and gave us the 4 screen. It's like NFL Game Day for global catastrophes.
we will reset the world's financial markets. You got to read the words exactly as written. Quick beige fox. Quick beige fox. Quick beige fox.
They had to throw Fox in there, right? Quick beige. You quick beige fucks.
Now we control the narrative.
My husband and kids are missing. We have to
And now I'm
find them.
about to kick some ass,
If you
brother.
want to live, you'll follow my lead.
Come with me if you want to live. No shot. I love this movie. I can't wait to watch this, guys.
You're Captain America.
Hey, they better watch out. You could get a cease and desist. We might talk about that. You know, I wasn't planning on discussing that here. That was more of a wrestling topic. But Marvel will get you. You wear something that kind of looks like Spider-Man, you're going to get sued. Maybe you should mention Captain America on here. I mean,
That was quite, well done.
bullshit.
There's 5
but
hostages in the kitchen.
it's not. It's only slightly more ridiculous than watching like a 70-year-old Sly Stallone do it. So I don't hate it for that reason. It's just, it's not very believable. What they're showing us so far, it doesn't look great.
Your survival is what matters most.
Like, she's really good at sliding things to people. So far, fire hydrant on point. Slid that to the perfect spot so that a dude could shoot it. The kitchen knife, boom. Sliding that to somebody. She is on point. Game on when it comes to sliding an important object to somebody.
Leave them.
Drop it! Guns,
Yeah, Buddy Matthews.
guns.
Okay. I don't think they're gonna lose some people here. Again, maybe not necessarily me. I'm watching this thing to laugh at it, not with it. But this dude is jacked, man. And you're telling me that this old lady just overpowers him, not outquicks him, not kicks him in the right place to bust out a knee joint or an ankle. Like, no, she's straight. Sorry for the multiple Sly Stallone AO references, but she flips her cap backwards and goes straight over the top and overpowers this man. And then melts his
President
face.
Danielle Sutton. You get around, don't you?
I'll get around to you, too.
I mean, that's just rude. You don't say things like that to a lady.
Mom, I can help.
Lights up.
Fine.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Another one for the trope bingo card. We've got guy in the chair, but this time it's angsty teenage daughter in the chair. She's a tech whiz kid. The tech whiz kid who somehow let her footage of herself getting drunk get out to the public.
I can help.
Lights up.
But she can turn the lights out. Goddamn. Millennials and Zoomers, huh? Forever tech support, right? Every time you come home to visit. How is the surround sound always out
husband
when
and
I get
kids.
here?
We're all here together.
I'm gonna get you out of here.
Almost falling out of the helicopter. We have our quick cut crescendo, so there we go. You know I love this deal though, right? You guys have seen me nerd out on this effect before. It's so simple. I love it. Just black screen, little opacity there with the letters so I can see what's going on. This is my favorite part of the whole trailer right here, gang. So, whoo! This looks like the kind of movie that they had high hopes for, and then over time just realized it wasn't going to do a whole heck of a lot. And what I would love to know is how these studios come to the decision as to whether or not we're going to straight to stream this bad boy, or if we're just going to burn it and turn it into a tax write-off. Because, you know, if this can come out, I should have been able to just watch the Batwoman movie. I don't even remember which one they called it, you know? Man. So, 4 out of 10. Not a great trailer. I am interested for all the wrong reasons. Even Anthony Starr, when I saw this, I thought, okay, the guy who played Homelander is going to make such a good Hans Gruber for this. And they didn't really show me anything that leads me to feel confident in that previous assertion. So now I'm a little nervous, but before we move on, let's see what chat has to say about all this business. Y'all have been firing off in here. I love it. You can do a virtual walk. Wait, are you guys visiting a nuclear base? What has been going on? We have a sign on one of the main motorways in England that points to the secret nuclear base. That's what it says on the sign. Okay. I like that. We are living in a time, aren't we? Okay, and now we're setting up a trip to go on. I'll start with a virtual walk, and then we can all figure out if we're meeting up at the secret nuclear base. Like, is it a weapon base? Is it a power plant? Movies just keep getting worse, Jesus, says Kang. Yeah, oof. This is when it's become just more content, and I think I know what we're going to segue to next, just based off of this part of the conversation. So I'm going to hold this thought and come back to it here in a minute. I remember when Fitbits first caught on, military personnel just kept accidentally doxing secret bases in their layouts. I didn't even think about that. You just get like a whole walking pattern if somebody's just walking through the building at work, a drunk teenager wants to help. I hope she hacks a mainframe. 2 for 2 object sliding. Would be interested to see a bartending film. Isn't Kendrick Lamar on the trailer? Why isn't Kendrick Lamar on the trailer? Disappointed. I'm just excited for the Black Panther cameo. Why does so much slop get greenlit? And that takes us back, Kang, to something you had mentioned before, how bad movies are these days. And we're going to get this pulled up. There are no more original ideas. And honestly, this is a segue. I was going to go to something else, but this is kind of fitting in the idea that movies suck. But maybe you'll disagree. I want to hear what all of you think. This isn't a movie, actually. Forgive me. It's a TV series. A new TV series, Taylor Lautner Werewolf Hunter. It's in the works at Amazon. The series follows a reality where Taylor Lautner wrapped filming the final Twilight film and vanished from the spotlight to join a secret society of werewolf trackers who need his unique expertise. I can't decide if this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life, or if it's the greatest idea anyone's ever come up with. This is just like, what? I would have loved to have been at the hookah bar when the two writers who had each done a tab of acid came up with this idea together. See, okay, that's right. Okay, actually, it sounds fun as hell. Yes, oh my god, I'm here for it. I need to see a preview, but I'd love that. See, okay, I think we're all on the same page. I'm either gonna love it or I'm gonna love it. but not for the same reason. But Jesus Christ, what is that? James, while you're here, I thought it would be fun to mention that the Goonies are officially back as of 3 days ago. Warner Brothers has hired Patsy Poincaroli to write the script for the sequel almost 40 years after the original movie hit theaters back in 1985. That is, of course, courtesy of Variety. I can't work my Google very well, but there you go. So there's a little visual to go along with that one. But we're going to go back to this discussion of movies just feeling like they're kind of brain dead. It's much more content than it is storytelling. And there's no better case in point for that, for my money, than this post we're seeing by Discussing Film. It says, Maya Hawke reveals that directors have told her that producers give them an amount of collective social media followers that they must attain for the cast of their film. This is a quote. If you delete your Instagram and I lose those followers, these are the kind of people I have to cast around you. So here is that post from Discussing Film. I do have a clip that we're going to show here in a minute, as well as other people's feedback within the industry. Some other folks essentially just confirming this to be true. James says, if I watch the Goonies now, I'll have to wait 40 years to watch the sequel. You've got a reason to, you know, Skeleton Crew might not have done it for you, but you've got a reason now. So I'm not surprised by this, but to me, this is indicative of probably the biggest factor in this problem as to why these movies suck. It's all of these decisions being made by suits and by CEOs, by people that, generally speaking, aren't usually very creative. I don't know a lot of creative people with chief anything. Unless you're a chief creative officer, you're probably not a very creative person if you're sitting in that C-suite. Again, that's just been my experience. So you have people that are all just about bottom lines. It's all about the mathematics of it all. So they would say, well, in order to have a better chance, it's all impressions, right? It's all a lot of salespeople too that end up in these CEO type positions, these decision makers. Going to be bottom line driven. They're going to have some kind of metric that says, okay, well, if we have 100 million followers, then we can expect a small percentage of those followers to watch the movie. An even smaller percentage will share it, and an even smaller percentage will go out and review it and actively blah, blah, blah. We're all adults here for the most part. You guys are smart dweebs is what I'm saying. I don't need to explain this to you like you're 5 years old or Michael Scott, but this is just an awful business decision. And how do you go about creating new stars, whether it be on a TV series or in movies? Like, how are you going to do what the MCU did with the first cast of the Avengers, right? A lot of big names, a lot of people who are solidified as A-list celebrities now, but that's not where they were when they were first doing the first couple of Thor movies. Obviously, Robert Downey Jr. had kind of been on a roller coaster. His was a comeback story, but they weren't all made men and women already with hundreds of millions of followers. It was doing that good work that got them there. So I think a lot of incredibly talented people are going to miss out on opportunities, which will then also make the stories that we do get more soulless and just less good in general, because it's more about who has the better PR team, the better management, who's got the money to buy impressions on these algorithms, and that's going to be who gets these roles. it's only going to get worse is my thought on this. Let's go. I'm about to pull up the clip where we can hear some of this from Maya, and also Joe Russo's thoughts on it. But let's check in with chat again. This Instagram shit is wild to me. James agrees. I figured James would agree with me on this one. When they said Goonies never say die, this is what they meant. Hey, you know it would be good? Cast people with lots of IG followers. They will all come watch. Right. Yeah, the people who watch your 30-second reels for free on their phone, it's a guaranteed investment that they're going to go pay $20 to watch your movie in a theater and actually be around other human beings in public for 2.5 hours. That's not a guarantee, man. Not how I would go. But, I might just have them read for the role and see how they're how well they act. Maybe put them in a room with some other people that we've casted, maybe do a little table read and just see what their chemistry is like with the other actors. Just wild, crazy, unproven methods that no one in Hollywood has tried before. It's not like there's a precedence here for how to do this the right way. Let's just do it based on Twitter followers. I guess at least it's Instagram and not Twitter. I guess it could be worse. What if you had to hit a Threads follower count to get this? New stars don't need them. Corporate America sucks. Harl says they should start casting me. Can't mess up a Clout cast if you got no clout. Hey, I think dDweeb could get you some quality roles there. Maybe like a Polar Express 2 or something. Hire good actors. What? No way. Okay, so let's hear more about this from Maya. And along with that, we've got this quote here from Joe Russo that says, in 2020, I was told we couldn't cast an actor from Game of Thrones in a movie because he didn't have 1 million followers on Instagram. Do you want to wager on how many this actor had? We'll give you a couple of seconds. That's right, 900,000. Can't cast you. You're in Game of Thrones. Now, I don't know how large this role was. Maybe it was insignificant. But here we are, despite how I feel, and I think a lot of us feel about the way Game of Thrones ended, there was a time where it was one of, if not the most culturally relevant shows while it was running. And the idea that an actor from that show with just under 1 million Instagram followers is unhireable in 2020 is just one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my entire life. And guys, I grew up in Indiana, okay? So that's saying something. All right, just kidding. All right, shout out to my boys, James and Nate. I love my home state. I also, Ohio's not very smart either, guys. Noel, I want DCU Batman casting. I am going to read every single comment out loud, Shadow. Every single one. You've got my word. As long as I don't miss one, I will read it. You guys are the Indiana Pale Males. All right, let's listen to Maya here.
I don't care about Instagram. Instagram sucks. Right, but just so you know, if you have over this many followers, you can get the movie funded. Well, I want to make the movie, so it's a really confusing line to walk. And I've talked to so many smart directors who tell me that they get I'm talking to them about how I'm going to delete my Instagram, and they're like, just so you know, when I'm casting a movie with some producers, they hand me a sheet with the amount of collective followers I have to get of the cast that I cast. So if you delete your Instagram and I lose those followers, understand that these are the kinds of people that I need to cast around you. So and so
that's crazy. I'll let her finish.
Confusing. And I find I'm thinking out loud with you right now. I think this will be a lifelong question for me.
Man, James, John, any other fantasy football players in the chat? Like, it sounds like a fun game to play on your own. Like if there was some sort of civilizations or business tycoon movie producer. No. Actually, I take it back. I do not want there to be a movie producer tycoon video game. I feel like that content would get very dark very quickly. But I can understand wanting to go the general manager route and being like, oh, well, you're going to delete your Instagram. That means I have to hire Jake Paul in this role next to you. What a weird conversation that would be. It was like, okay, well, just understand that if you delete your social medias, it's going to be you and a bunch of brain dead influencers on this project. Like, what an unfortunate situation to be in. Talk about the gilded cage. I know some people will say this is the world's smallest violin playing for those famous people. But could you imagine being forced to do social media? I would not want that. To me, how's that any better than having a 9-to-5 job at that point? If you get to a point where you don't want to be on social media because it's a waste of time, and you're just told straight up, yeah, well, sorry, pal, but if you want to work in this town, you will post on Instagram. It just sucks, dude. That is a situation I'm glad I'm not relevant enough to be in, okay? I like my 400 Instagram followers. Got to keep it clean. Here we go. A glorious update in the world of what I hope will not be a straight to platform, a straight to streaming film. But you just never know these days. Honestly, I think the last time I was alone for a Monday, or it might have just been a bonus weekly dweeb, we talked about Chris Nolan's The Odyssey. And at that time, I was wondering who was going to be cast as Odysseus. There was really only one name in the list that I thought I would personally consider. And here we have it, our first glimpse of Matt Damon as Odysseus in theaters July 17th, 2026. Oh, I'm getting more nervous by the day. I want this so badly to be good that a small part of me hopes this movie dies in production hell and just never gets made, because I think all it can do is let me down. I don't want it. I wonder how many Instagram followers you have to be cast in this Greek tragedy. Isn't that just swell? We've got Matt Damon, and his son will be played by the guy who plays John Ralphio in Parks and Rec. The worst. It's Chris Nolan that I'm going to see at Shadow. It'll probably be good. Well. That's what gives me some hope that it's rare that there's a Chris Nolan movie that I don't love. And usually, even if I don't quite like it the first time, with some rewatch, get a couple of viewings under my belt, and it starts to make a little more sense. Like, what is it? Tenet? Don't even know how to pronounce the movie. But that one, the first time I watched that, I was like, what the shit is going on, dude? And then over time, you watch it again once you know what's going on, and you can appreciate it a little bit more. But if it weren't a Chris Nolan movie, I would probably start a campaign where me and the 12 people that signed for the Acolyte to be renewed could could say, please cancel this movie. Please don't make this. But since it's Chris Nolan and they're going out into actual locations, they're going into caves to film it, you know, we'll keep our fingers crossed. It leaves me some hope. Exorcism of Emily Rose. Let's see. I don't even... Yeah. Harles doesn't... You don't even have your Instagram login. Well, don't apply to be an actor. Anthony is here. What's up, Anthony? Says, Kev, I'm in the middle of cooking dinner. That's right. Saw Cap 4. Uh-oh. Oh, thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay. A good follow-up to The Winter Soldier. And you're not on Instagram. Oh, this is awesome, Anthony. I look forward to having this discussion about Captain America. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so there's a chance that I'll go catch it. A little discount Tuesday. $6 for a movie. Then I got to get over to the Clout Route studio. We got a little video to work on, but that's neither here nor there. Captain America. Man, I'm glad that you liked it. I honestly expected it to be just garbage, to be honest. So I'm pleasantly surprised by this. And a lot of what I've seen on Twitter is negative. But to be fair, that's just a Twitter algorithm knowing what I want to see right there. Every once in a while I get a charged up pro acolyte post really piss me off. But for the most part, the algorithm gives me my fellow curmudgeons. So I don't know if that's a valid feedback from everybody. This better not be slop. I can't imagine anything that could step to Coen Bros. Yeah, right, because that's the I can't think of the name with the Soggy Bottom Boys, where it's just a retelling of the Odyssey. Oh, brother, where art thou? Is that right? I feel like I'm saying the wrong movie name, but yeah, fingers crossed. That's all I'll say about it. A lot of talk about how we're all in unison about not needing Instagram, not wanting to be cast on social media. And okay, some practical effects. Shadow Tenet was really dumb, but his track record is good. Okay. It was one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen. I love this. Maybe James, watch it and then let's do a review. Let's see if we can even coherently describe what happens in that movie. That'll be a long one. That'll be a 3-hour stream. It is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? They cast Zendaya and Tom in it. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't wait. They're putting a lot of famous people in here. Maybe Tom and Zendaya were the Instagram hire so that they could get away. You think Matt Damon is active on Instagram? I mean, maybe he did push crypto. Maybe. That's probably what. See, it's case in point right here. Like you want this real thespian. You got to get us 2 social media stalwarts, and nobody's more popular. A few people are more popular than Tom Holland and Zendaya, especially when they're together. My God. For one, it's not woke. Okay, so now we are back to, and I'm going to switch this down so we've seen enough of Matt Damon, but we're talking about Captain America 4 again real quick here with Anthony. Said, for one, it's not woke, thankfully. I don't get all the negativity about the film. I just wanted more of what they gave us, saving it for the future, Armor Wars possibly. Red Hulk was good. Okay, that was my biggest fear. You all have seen it on a weekly basis, me kind of shit talk Harrison Ford's apparent lack of interest in the role. So if that turned out well, then hey, you're playing with house money at that point, because I thought that was going to be the worst part about it. It's interesting to hear you say that it's not woke, because I did, when I was doing some research, well, I don't know, I don't even want to call it research. I was watching videos about the Rock X-Men rumors, and it was something kind of similar to what we're doing, where they're talking about multiple subjects on their video. And at one point, Captain America came up and they were talking about how I think the first X-Men movie they expected to be anti-woke. And they had said something about Captain America not fitting that build in this person's opinion. And it's like, well, it was filmed too late. But now that, you know, we're in this new regime, so to speak, that going forward that stuff would all be removed, which I would say, let me just, whether you want to call it woke or not, the idea that those ideas of like equality and diversity will not be apparent in an X-Men movie kind of doesn't pass the smell test for me, right? Like, that's kind of what that whole story has always been about. So I don't expect it to go away for long, even if it goes away for a short period of time. But again, I probably have a different definition of what would be woke anyway. There's, I think that's a line probably that we all individually have, where certain things might annoy you, might piss you off, and other factors don't. Like, you might not be against certain representation in film. You might just be more upset if it feels like that's a character's sole trait, or if you feel like someone else's beliefs are getting forced down your throat when all you wanted to do was be entertained for 2 hours. Like, we all have our different triggers when it comes to that, but I just found it very interesting that someone would, in this video, was talking about the X-Men and how, like, oh yeah, there's not going to be any more woke stuff in Marvel. And I was like, I doubt it. I doubt it very much, but we shall see. All 5 minutes of Red Hulk. I'm with Shadow here. Let's just Dune. Just shut everything down. Let's just get Dune 3 out here. Harrison Ford is good in the film. Okay, he does a good conflicted man. Saw the movie on a digital screen. The Hulk Sam battle was cool. The world is up for grabs. Post Endgame collisions coming. Okay. Hey, I'm glad, man. That's nice. I didn't think the MCU could make me feel anything anymore. So you've given me a little. I'm like Hawkeye in the rain, you know. You gave me hope, Anthony. So hopefully it doesn't come back to crush my soul. No, I hope it's a good time. Apparently the book Messiah is a lot more boring. Oh. Huh. We're never going to get Worm Guy Leto the second. Yeah, that's true. Like, Dune is going to be a tough one. There's going to come a time where they're either going to pivot from the source material, or we're all going to have to get really cool about a lot of things real quick. I kind of want to see it, but at the same time, I feel like it will be the moment. It'll be the shark jumping moment for a lot of people, especially if they don't see it coming. Especially if you're just like, yeah, I like the movies. I don't care about the books. I'm not about to invest myself in all of that. And then all of a sudden you get laid up to. Oh, man. I'm here for it, though. Oh, the Children of Dune. He wants to see the villain arc. No, Messiah is going to be dope. Let's see. Don't the Dune books get really fucking weird? James says, yeah, a little bit. A little bit. It's a lot of fun. Oh, we mentioned this earlier. Let's see if I can find the clip. The MCU threw out a cease and desist to Rey Mysterio Jr. You guys don't know who he is. He's a guy who's been wrestling for about 40 years, and he likes to come out dressed as like Spider-Man, Mysterio, these types of things. And he got told to slow down. He's about to get sued for dressing like Spider-Man and Mysterio. So I just wanted to show you guys this. We nerds are everywhere. Check this out. This dude shows up, 619 Spider-Man. And I mean, his name's Rey Mysterio, and you're really going to bust his balls about dressing up as Mysterio? Like, this is the other kind of stuff that is relevant to our earlier discussion about CEOs and suits in general, just not having the right mindset for the work that they do. Why would you not look at this as an excellent investment opportunity? Granted that the majority of the WWE audience that you can sell to are children. And so if they're into wrestling, there's a good chance they're probably already into Marvel. And if not, Fortnite got them. You know, that's something they're probably already familiar, is what I'm saying. But here you have a $5 billion company. You have the TKO brand with the UFC and the WWE combined. They're streaming to Netflix every Monday, which maybe that's what got everybody so upset. And you're gonna tell this guy, we do not want an extra 2 million eyes on our the last thing we want when they're watching your show is to be thinking about us so that they might go buy some licensed merchandise that we also can make money off. Like, I could understand if it was me, if I came up here every Sunday in a fucking Spider-Man luchador mask, I could understand them telling me, hey, idiot, stop it. You're watering down our product. This is a billion-dollar company, and it's one of the more famous, recognizable names who's been doing it for 40 years. And these idiots are like, you better stop that now. You better stop it. We do not want to make any money off this. So Disney Plus never ceases to amaze me in their decision making. 10 out of 10. Don't change a thing. Free marketing. Hot take, I'm sick of Spider-Man. I don't want any more Spider-Man shit. Okay, so we know who did it now. Shadow wrote a letter to his congressman and said, stop it with the Spider-Man bullshit. I don't want to see it anymore. Oh my goodness. Hey, a little bit of a preview for Wednesday, okay? So with James out this week, I was thinking of how I'm going to navigate what it is we're doing. I don't want to do any of the tier lists without him. And really, any of the stuff I would want to review, we would have to revisit, right? Because we wouldn't just want my opinion on it. We'd want to hear what James has to say about that too. So we're going to do something a little different. But one of the things we will talk about, maybe just not to the same length that we will on a future stream with James, is talk about the anniversary that came up last week of the Ghosts of Mortis in the Star Wars Clone Wars 14 years ago today. So I thought it'd be fun a little bit on Wednesday to talk about that Mortis trilogy. Kind of stuff we touched on a little bit when we were doing our tier lists. But there is something else we will be watching. I'm going to get this pulled up now as well. So be ready for this. Now, only if you want to. Far be it from me to assign any of you homework. That is never my intention. But we're going to do something a little different on Wednesday night. We are going to watch a video. I will read the tweet to you here. Let's pull this up. From Justin Moore Venture Twins. A Star Wars fan used AI to make a new installment in the series. Pre-AI, this would have cost millions of dollars and taken months or years of work for a professional team. It took him 2 weeks and $120, and it's surprisingly good. So we're going to watch this video from Caven the Kid, an 11-minute Star Wars short film. Because there's a lot for us to talk about that we've already discussed on our channel, Of course, the whole AI are we for it? Are we against it? I think depending on how this plays out, I've looked at maybe the first minute or so. I think this is a good example of how you could use AI as a tool in a way to sort of come up with a proof of concept. For years, some of the better filmmakers out there were able to get their visions across because they can actually draw. Like George Miller can draw pretty good. So when you have those Mad Max movies out and it's all storyboarded out, it's very visually stimulating. You can see how that stuff's supposed to look. And then there's other directors. So like Robert Rodriguez, instead of doing storyboarding for things like Desperado and damn it, what's the middle one? Not Once Upon a Time in Mexico. But anyway, El Mariachi, I think, and then anywho, he would take his handy cam and sort of walk through shot by shot and just film like a dirty cheat, just a walkthrough, right? And so if we have the ability to have some AI generated images, it could be a good way for somebody who doesn't have access to a big studio money to put together a proof of concept and say, hey, I have a good story. This could be a good idea. Now, again, any kind of studio using this, to me, it's just laziness, and it's trying to avoid paying people what they're worth. So we're going to look at it and see a couple of things. A, is it true that one person with $120 and a little bit of free time can outproduce Disney Plus? I will not be surprised to find that to be the case. But we're going to see if Star Wars: The Ghost Apprentice compares to what we get in modern Star Wars. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the AI of it all, because from what I've seen, it's not the most convincing looking stuff. It's very clearly AI, and it's a lot of, here, you know what? I'm just going to keep it on mute. We're just going to let, oh, that's not on mute. We're going to let some of it play, and so you can just see a general idea. It's a lot of just I'm going to jump here to where I was just looking around 6 minutes in. It was just it's just people talking. Everybody's sitting down. So it's not going to feel like a full film to me, to be honest, but we're going to see what all this has to offer. Is it going to be any better? All right, let's see what chat has to say. Even if it's good, I am against it. Okay, which is fair. That is, I have no problem with people being opposed to the AI. I'm not 100% certain where I land on it. As I just said, I am not opposed when, someone, a content creator the size of James or I's channel, if you're using Grok or some other AI generated image, I use stuff to create some backgrounds and stuff like that. You'll never see a thumbnail of ours that is all AI generated, but I won't sit here and say that I wouldn't use an AI generated background image to avoid copyright issues and stuff like that. But again, if you're opposed to this stuff, you're not going to have me argue with you too heavily outside of, like I said, people who just don't have the resources, because this is not what I believe most of us had in mind when we thought about robots coming in. We don't need machines to come in and do the art for us. We need machines to lift the boxes so we can all spend time making art, right? That is the utopia I want to live in, one where we just get to all make art all day for free, and then it doesn't matter that nobody pays me for mine. All right, let's let it go. I can't quit it, Shadow. Star Wars is dead. Let it go, Shadow. There, I said it. You don't have to call it Little Freaks Tier List. You can call it something better for the brand. to talk to a girl, use AI. Star Wars is pretty dead. Yep. You know, luckily, James, with what we still have left to review, we will definitely get to 100 episodes of Han, because we've got Andor that I know we won't quit, and the rest of Rebels, maybe some Clone Wars, and we've got the tier list. So I think we'll get through the rest of 2025 with Han shot first, and then it might be time to have some discussions. We might have to figure out a pivot if things don't get better this year. Kev is laughing but crying inside. Damn it, Shadow, you gave away my secret, dude. That's my secret. I'm always crying inside. How long have we been here? Oh, look at that. We did hit an hour. I like it. Let me see. I don't know if we're completely out of the woods here. No, we've got some quick hitters, gang. Actually, come to think of it. If you're here, thank you so much for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it, especially on these solo nights. I've said it before, but you guys being in the chat is phenomenal. It means a lot. It makes the show a lot easier and more fun to run. And as you notice, sometimes I get a little too into chat and just sit here and want to read it the whole time. But you guys are awesome. I appreciate you being here, and we'll probably still go for a good, I don't know. We're not done yet, is all I'm saying. But we will be just kind of randomly hitting topics at an odd pace for the rest of the show here. Talk about some little things like the new look at The Accountant 2, Fale Adieu. The film follows John Bernthal and Ben Affleck's characters working together this time in theaters April 25. Can I tell you guys a secret? I have never seen The Accountant. I wonder if it's good. It's in line with that G20 president movie, right? Was just like a Bourne Identity clone. I don't know what the actual gimmick is here, but he's a secret badass accountant, or is he a CIA guy? You've got the Punisher in it doing Punisher things, so I assume that it might be worth a watch. I keep hearing that the Duolingo owl is dead, but I don't believe it. This next movie will finally help us get rid of what has long been a movie I'd like to forget ever happened. So goodbye, Tom Cruise. Hello, Tenruji Temple. That's probably how you pronounce that. A first look at Last Samurai Standing, which has been described as Shogun meets Squid Game. A Netflix November release will follow 300 samurai warriors gathered at the temple who fight in a battle royale to win 100 billion yen, which I don't have my converter on me, but it's probably a lot of money for the time. Jeez, are they completely out of ideas though? Because it's also a Netflix program. So you've got Squid Game, the original, on its second season. You've got the Squid Game American remake, right? And now you've got Last Samurai Squid Game. It seemed to be getting all the juice they can out of this one. The owl has died. See, you guys, is it real? Like, a lot of discussing film tweets this week. I guess shout out to them. They get a producer's credit. But this is what I'm talking, like, why discussing film? What film was the Duolingo owl going to be on? It is with heavy hearts that we inform you that Duo, formerly known as the Duolingo owl, is dead. Authorities are currently investigating his cause of death, and we are cooperating fully. To be honest, he probably died waiting for you to do your lesson, but what do we know? We're aware he had many enemies, but we kindly ask that you refrain from sharing why you hate him in the comments. If you feel inclined to share, please also include your credit card number so we can automatically sign you up for Duolingo Max in his memory. That's kind of a low blow because these sons of bitches give you a 2-week trial, but if you don't cancel it in time, they sign you up for a year. That's pretty... I mean, these are the kind of things that probably could be illegal, but definitely not going to be illegal now, especially not here in the States. Holy shit. It's only going to get more of this kind of shit. You get a free 1-week trial and then a 5-year non-refundable subscription after that. Oh boy, Duolingo. We appreciate you respecting Dua Lipa's privacy at this time. Like, did I miss something on this meme? I will have you know, gang. Let me check, actually, because I don't remember. And we used a streak freeze last night. I'm not going to lie. I, for one, am on day 148 of my Duolingo streak, and I have not been any less annoyed by that little green owl. So what is this whole marketing ploy? How is he dead? He's still on my phone. He's on the app and on the widget that I have that's like, hey, dummy, practice French today. He's on both of them. Well, he's not dead. This is bull. No humanity in anything ever. They killed his ass. Leave the owls alone. That's what I'm saying. Come on. I love when they sell me IPs by name dropping other IPs. That's what I'm saying. He can't be gone. He can't be gone. He was here just yesterday. I don't want to believe it. A couple more things here. Oh, again, I normally don't talk about these types of celebrities here, but if you guys haven't heard, Hulk Hogan is being sued. The Real American Beer Company, because a woman alleges that either Hulk Hogan or one of the marketing members hit her in the head with a full can of Real American beer. So he's about to get sued again. HBO expects The Last of Us to be 4 seasons long. Like, gang, does that track? Does that feel good? As someone who has not beaten the first game, nor played... that's not true. I played 20, 30, maybe an hour of the second game. But as somebody who doesn't have the full experience, I can't tell you one way or another if 4 seasons feels right. Generally speaking, I'm all for it. I prefer my shows to know what the story is ahead of time and come into it prepared to end it. Very rarely do shows that just try to play the game of staying alive as long as they can. Rarely do those age gracefully. Even some of the GOATs in comedy, where it would be easier to do this, like It's Always Sunny, the show that I've loved. Like, now that has run its course for me. I feel like that probably should have ended a few seasons ago when all the episodes were good, and now it just progressively kind of gets less interesting to me as each season goes on. But what do you all think? Is 4 seasons about right for the Last of Us narrative to flesh everything out? James says it seems too long. Kang says, Jesus, no. Okay, yeah, all right. I couldn't even finish Archer. Yeah, Harles, that's another good one. Yes, Archer was one right around, I think they were about to pull him out of the coma when I was just like, I'm done. I'm not here for it. Like, they knew they ran their course, but they weren't ready to let it go. Yeah, so then they put him, they're like, you know what, we'll have him be a pirate. Spoiler alert. Then we'll have him, we'll do like an alien deep space thing where it's like, no, if you guys want to still work together, just come up with a new show and you can still have voice actors. It's interesting. This will end up being bonus content because I'll probably get smacked by YouTube's copyright ID. but I happen to have both seasons of Frisky Dingo, the first show that made me fall in love with Adam Reed as a creator. It's got a lot of the same voice actors from Archer. So it's a lot of the same people that work together on that for Adult Swim, work together on Archer, and it's phenomenal. The Adam Reed, I believe, who does the voice of Ray, he's Xander Cruz, which is like a knockoff Batman kind of Batman, half Iron Man, full idiot. And there's also like the voice actress for Pam is in the show. It's a very funny show about Killface trying to annihilate the world, and then you've got Awesome X, who's just this idiot. Basically, you're Archer. He looks like Archer, but instead of H. John Benjamin, it's a creator, Adam Reed, doing the voice. So just imagine Archer as a superhero instead of a secret agent, and like that's essentially Frisky Dingo in a nutshell. And that is one of my favorite animated shows of all time. I'm probably in a small group there. Even the 2 episodes of the Xticles that they ran, which was, yes, Awesome X's fighting force, his bodyguards, are the Xticles. They look like stormtroopers. But I say all of this just to say, like, this is a talented group of people who have already, on multiple occasions, pivoted from one idea to another. Because I think the first thing I can't remember. Did he work on C-Lab? I can't remember. I'm getting my wires crossed here. But it's not like they haven't expanded on old ideas before. And, there are certain inside jokes in the Archer series that go back to Frisky Dingo. And so if there was ever a group that didn't need to just keep that particular show running, that could have done something different with the voice talent that they had, and it still would have been great, it's probably that group. But something for us to look forward to. It'll probably be on our Patreon once we get that fired up and going. I want to do watch-alongs, kind of mystery science theater 3000 kind of stuff. We're going to be doing commentary tracks, or at least I will, here very soon for a lot of different things. But the stuff that I think I can get away with showing you and actually having it on screen together, probably going to put that on Patreon, and just so we don't lose the channel. It's just so we don't get unnecessary copyright strikes on the channel. But yeah, that'll be something that we'll do together very soon. But just another case in point, I would prefer shows to end when they need to end. Like House of Cards was another one, and it was based on a British show that was only, I think, 3 or 4 seasons, and each season it's like 4 episodes. It's like a mini series, and even then Frank Underwood is gone, and not only did you kill off the character, sorry, spoiler alert, but the face of that franchise is outed or accused of doing some pretty heinous stuff, and you're like, the IP will survive. We'll run one more season with his wife in charge. Like, what kind of decision was that? You just end the show. Just what are we doing? He did C-Lab. Yes, okay. Oh, Frisky Dingo and C-Lab were goated. Let's go. All right, Harles, let's go. Yes, one of my favorite things, the initial Frisky Dingo, like it starts as it's going to be a C-Lab episode, and Killface interrupts, don't bother changing your infernal remotes, or whatever he says. It's such a good show. I can't wait to share it with you, all of you who have not seen it yet. Let's roll through one more time and see if I missed any. You know what? I do. I want to show you this. This has nothing to do with anything. Now we're at the part of the show where I am showing you guys some animal videos that I decided to bookmark on Twitter. It's about time for me to log off, gang. But we're having fun. This is from Posts of Cats. They both understood the assignment. We're going to let that replay. Look at this, dude. How many times would you set up a camera? Pet owners know this. They never do the funny thing that they were doing that makes you pull the camera out in the first place. It's like they're too aware. And it's like, hey, quit filming me. But look at this. A couple of future world champions right there. You know what? James, forgive me. We're going to do one more little review thing. I was going to show you another animal video. It's just a bear in someone's garage, all right? It startles the guy. And for a second, it seems like he's thinking about just getting into his own car in his driveway, which, yeah, trap yourself with the bear. But here we go. James, forgive me. We can watch this again later, but we have the new TV spot for Daredevil Born Again. Came out on Valentine's Day. First 2 episodes streaming March 4th. Oh, Bear is good. Show Bear. Okay. All right. We'll show Bear. We're gonna end with Daredevil. So we'll go to the Bear first. I love it. If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. If it's white, good night. He's kind of like a dog, you know. It's like, this reminds me of when I was training Newt. Like, nope, sit, okay, sit. And then the excited little gallop, like it's ready to play. But wait, there's more. 'Cause then comes the second bear, and that's the time when he decides to. Nope. Like, I'm laughing, but this guy kept his composure way more than I would. Like, and this looks like a nice neighbor. Like, where are you at? Where you gotta pay your HOA fees and there's still a fucking bear that can just walk into your garage. What in the world? Yeah, and it's an electric. He's there charging his electric car. He's like, I'm trying to help Mother Nature out, and you sent a couple of bears to thank me. So there is that. Okay, I'm glad we watched that, to be honest. All right, so here we go. The main event, the final clip of the evening. A new TV spot for Daredevil Born Again has been released March 4th. We're not too far from the first episode. We'll give this the traditional preview review treatment. So we'll let it fly, and we'll see if there is enough to go back beat by beat.
I was raised to believe in grace, that we can be transformed into a better person. But I was also raised to believe in retribution. Just one of those days, I guess. Daredevil Born Again. Only.
I mean, outside of it looking like it was filmed on a Nokia flip phone, which is either a me issue or just how it was uploaded to Twitter, that was pretty cool. That's got me excited for a show that is, how'd they put it last week? More violent than the Penguin?
I was raised to believe in grace.
That was a cool bit. I like the cut, the overlay.
That we can be transformed into a better person. But I was also raised to believe in retribution.
A lot of so much knife twirling. Like, did you in 13 seconds, how many did we just hear? Daredevil. Hey, James. Good to have you here, brother. Thank you for hanging out with us, and we will see you next week when you are back. But thank you, brother. Or probably maybe on Wednesday in the chat. Visuals are good.
Just one of those days, I guess. Daredevil.
That's a good one. I mean, it's not telling me too much that we don't already know. We get to see villains. We get to hear butterfly knives. It's framed very well. I've talked about this before. It might have been, I love how much Mad Max we're getting into. But I believe it was Mad Max Fury Road, where if you go and rewatch that movie, you will notice that damn near everything is center frame. So that way, you know, when you cut, the idea being that it's just a little more natural to follow along that way if you always have the subject in the center frame. A lot of people want to go beyond that and do some things, you know. Don't get me started on any Dutch angles, but I think it's very effective in trailer editing too, to just keep all the action in that center frame. Don't give me too much to have to look around for if you're trying to get my attention and get me invested. But I'm just a simple boy.
Just one of those days, I guess.
Simple pleasure.
Daredevil, Born Again, only on Disney Plus.
There it is. It's 30 seconds. It's hard to even rate that one. But if I were rating, I would give that one like an 8 out of 10 as compared to the one we saw before. That's giving me a little taste of the stuff I would want to see, and didn't treat me like an idiot or tell me too much about the story. So, boom. There we have it, folks. I think, yeah, the editing was pretty solid. I think that will do it for me. We'll hop through the chat one more time. I had some extra new chatters today, so I appreciate all of you that came through. Great time with you. Especially appreciate you for coming an hour late. But we had Headbug, Kang, James, Johnny, Bite Size Vike, Shadow Humor. Appreciate all you guys for coming through. Harles came in with the little trope blanket. Harles from the top rope every time. You love to see it. Stu was here. I'm glad Stu showed up for work. We had Noel. Shout out to Noel, G, and who else came through? We had Jesse. Welcome, Jesse. And let's see. And, of course, Anthony was here. So you guys are the best. I appreciate you very much. Again, one last time. No live show from me tomorrow. I will be at the Clout studio recording a video for all of you. The script is in the works. Danny and I are going to get together to record that. Should be out by the end of the month as far as I know, so we'll have that to look forward to. Wednesday night, again, we'll be watching an AI short film talking a little Star Wars. Maybe we'll get a little freaked here going. We'll see how it goes. And, of course, next Sunday should be back at it for the Clout Route live stream. So, in the meantime, you can follow me on Twitter at KevNevic_, and if anything else is going on, that is where I will post about it. But one last time, y'all have been fantastic. I thank you so much for hanging out with me here for the last 90 minutes or so. Enjoy your evening. Take care. Until we see you again, peace.